Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name is Colleen Strong, and I am a Platinum Leader with doTerra. I'm holding this webinar tonight to share basically the doTerra opportunity with people. This is not going to be a high-pressure sales pitch. It's really an information-based webinar. If you are a doTerra lover and you are just naturally talking about the oils and how much you love them and what they've done for you in your life, then you are more than 50% of the way to having a successful doTerra business. So this is really just information on how the business works, and if you're interested, fantastic, and if you're not interested, that's totally fine too. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time tonight. I am going to share my screen with you and go through a PowerPoint presentation to lead the discussion. I will not actually be opening things up for questions in this forum, but I will invite you to connect back with the person that either shared this video with you or invited you to attend this live webinar, and set up a time to chat with them to get all your questions answered. We absolutely want to answer all your questions, just this really isn't the forum for us to address individual questions. So what I'm going to do right now is just share my screen and go into the PowerPoint. There we go. Okay, so I've entitled the presentation "The 4-Year Retirement Plan," and you will understand why as I kind of go through the information. A lot of what I'm going to talk about tonight is going to be kind of outside the box thinking for most people. I just ask you to keep an open mind and take the information in and consider it. That's all I ask for. And so basically, I just want to start with explaining the 4 ways that people typically make money. It says in America, but this applies to Canada as well. So the first way is an employee. So employees trade time for money. You work for either an individual or a corporation, and your goal as an employee is to make the company money. The second way that people make money is called self-employed, which means that basically you own a job, and sometimes the job owns you, depending on the work that you're doing. The important thing about self-employment is that when you stop working, your income stops. And so some of the traditional, businesses, not necessarily businesses, but things like dentists. Dentists make a very good living, but they only make money when they are actually working in their business. And so I have some friends who are dentists and they make a very good living, but when they take a week off, they still have to pay their staff and their building expenses and all the fees that are associated with being a dentist. And so yes, they can take a vacation, but their vacation actually costs them money. So this is something that people don't necessarily think about when you're a massage therapist or something like that. The third way is a business owner. So hopefully if you have a good management team, your business operates whether you're there or not. And so you are making money whether you're there or not. And then the final way is an investor. So you take all your money, put it out into the world, hopefully in a smart investment, and you earn an income as interest from that investment. And that income comes in every month, and it's known as a residual income. So residual income is an income that comes in really without any effort on your part and at a regular interval. So my story, I actually found doTerra about 2 years, a year and a half into a cancer treatment journey that I had. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, when I turned 50 and underwent a lot of surgeries. I had some complications, ended up having a double mastectomy and lots of complications from that surgery. So unfortunately, I went through about 2.5 years of some pretty major health challenges and multiple surgeries. And I needed help physically and emotionally that modern medicine couldn't give me. And so my background's actually modern medicine. I was a laboratory technologist and manager of pathology at a large teaching hospital. And I worked for an American medical equipment company, starting their Canadian subsidiary. So I was very invested in modern healthcare. But unfortunately, it didn't have all the answers for me. So I was forced to look outside what normally I would have considered. And essential oils was one of those things. And a friend of mine was hosting a class and invited me, and I went. And I decided that I had nothing to lose. And so I purchased a kit of essential oils and I started using them. And I started using the Lifelong Vitality supplements that doTerra makes, which are amazing supplements. And they actually gave me my life back. I had my energy back. I had less pain. I had mental clarity. And I fell in love with the product and the company. And when I started with doTerra, I really had absolutely no intentions of doing it as a business. My husband and I own probably the most recognizable franchise in Canada. And many people are envious of the business that we own, but it has its drawbacks. And so when I realized how incredible doTerra was, and I just naturally wanted to share it with everybody that I knew, I realized that there was a business opportunity for me. And so I did decide to do doTerra as a business. So this kind of describes the situation that my husband and I were in. I mean, being your own boss is awesome, but you get to choose which 18 hours a day you work. And you know, it's true. We have an amazing business. Our business runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And when you own your own business, the buck stops with you. So even though we have the most incredible management team, that does not mean that our business does not need our attention every single day. And I mean, I'm not knocking it, but at the same time, I'm 55 and, you know, I would like to enjoy my life and slow down and not necessarily have to be at work every day. And so that's where doTerra comes in for me. So for most people, they're not as lucky as me. They don't own their own business. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. And I'm going to share some information with you and some statistics. These are all Canadian statistics because I live in Canada. The US is the same or a little bit worse in terms of some of the statistics that I'll share. But I mean, I'm not going to share this information to scare anybody, but we really, as a society and as a people, need a major wake-up call. And so let me share some of the things that are going on in the world. So this was a Globe and Mail article, and it says many Canadians entering retirement with inadequate savings. So this just illustrates with Canada pension plan. You know, most people feel that when they retire, Canada pension plan is their retirement plan. Well, Canada pension plan pays out a maximum. It's under $13,000 a year, but most people don't even qualify for the maximum. The average CPP payment was just over $7,000 for men and $5,000 for women, so almost $6,000 for women. Some seniors can collect old age security supplements if they qualify it. But basically, the combined plans, when you look at all of the pension plans combined for most Canadians, their income falls before $20,000 a year for individuals. That is not adequate to support a person through their retirement. This is also another statistic I found. So among all Canadians aged 55 to 64 without pensions, half have only enough savings to last for 1 year. What are these people going to do when they retire? I mean, they can use their savings to supplement the very, very low pension plan that they're going to get from the government, but that is not a permanent solution. Here's another one. Canadians' average debt load now up to over $22,000 per person. So Canadian consumer debt stands at more than $1.7 trillion. And to kind of go along with that, 4% is the percent of personal disposable income that Canadians save. So out of their entire income, people are saving 4% for their retirement. Household debt, so including credit card debt, your mortgage, loans that you might have, for Canadians, it's 164% of our income. So for every $1,000 in after-tax income that Canadians have, they owe $1,646. So we actually owe more than we are making. So, 48% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. They don't have money to save. That's why they're saving, 4% of our income. And most people do not have a retirement plan. The other thing to consider is technology. Here's another thing from CBC News. 42% of Canadian jobs at high risk of being affected by automation. This, as technology comes more and more and more into our lives, we as human beings for manual jobs are being replaced. There's really nothing that we can do about that. That is the road and the path that we as a society are on. So do you know someone that's been laid off in the last 3 years? Do you know someone who's maxed out their credit cards? Do you know anyone that's having a hard time paying their bills? I think we all know people, and many of us, this is us. It's not that we know somebody. These are the stressors that people are dealing with, and probably some of you that are watching this are dealing with every single day. You're hardworking people, you're smart, you're intelligent, you're not afraid to get your hands dirty, but you can't get ahead. So here's kind of another piece of information. Retirement planners say that anyone under the age of 40 will need at least $2 million saved for comfortable middle-class retirement. I don't know. I guess I maybe know somebody who has $2 million in a retirement account. I certainly do not, and 99% of the people that I know do not. So how are you and me going to live in our retirement? And I don't know about you, but I don't want to retire and be stressed and scraping and not be able to live day to day. I didn't work my entire life to live like that when I retire, and I know that you didn't either. So 40% of Canadians say that just $500 a month would make a dramatic difference in their financial situation. And so just to kind of go back to where we make our money, so the left side, right, being an employee or being self-employed, you're working hard, you're making really very little of the overall income in the world. On the right side, business owners and investors, most of them have people working for them, and they are making most of the money in the world. So something has to change, right? And so this really interesting article in Forbes magazine, the quote at the bottom says, as a result, I believe that the entire multi-level marketing industry is poised for explosive growth. And it can be one of the most significant solutions to our current retirement savings crisis. You've probably noticed that relationship selling or home-based businesses are exploding. I mean, there are new ones all the time that I'm just finding out about. There's a reason for that. There's a reason that it's mostly women. There are absolutely men involved in multi-level marketing, but most multi-level marketing is women. And they're women who are either stay-at-home moms who want to contribute to the family income, or often they're women who are working a job who are supplementing their income or are on a plan to replace and improve their income. So I want to play this quick video for you that really talks, it kind of explains why multi-level marketing and doTerra in particular is attractive for people and how it can be a retirement plan, an income plan for when you stop working.
There's this guy. He lives in a village. The village is a couple miles away from the closest water source. And his job basically was to put a yoke on his back, hitched to 2 different buckets, and he'd make this hike every day. He'd fill his buckets up with water, walk back, and every day, all of his inventory was sold out. Everybody wanted what he had. Everybody needed what he had. He had an incredible job security. And if he wanted to make more money, he'd just simply make more trips. He would go back and forth as many times as he could, and every time he went back and forth, he'd make more money. And anyway, that's how he provided for his family. That's how the village got water. Well, another guy sees this and says, man, I want to take advantage of that because that guy's got perfect job security. Everybody needs his product. And so he fashions himself a yoke, gets a couple buckets, and starts making trips the same as this other guy. Just like the other guy, everybody needed his product. He's making a good living. But what he ended up doing is, instead of making multiple trips per day, he would basically make one trip, and then he'd take whatever extra time he had and start building a pipeline. I guess you could say he was working full-time on his job and part-time on his fortune. Well, one man was hauling buckets back and forth, making more money than his friend. He worked day and night, night and day, first hauling buckets to make sure his family was taken care of, and then working nights and overtime trying to figure out how to build this pipeline, overcoming the concerns that he had to deal with, the rocks in the ground. He spent the time doing that to build this pipe consistently and persistently over time. Well, a few years later, he finally finishes the pipeline, gets it to the village, and eventually turns on a spigot. Now, at this point, everybody in the village can come and get as much water as they want. It's cooler, cleaner, fresher, better than the water he was hauling with buckets, and cheaper. Everybody could get it much more affordably. And he did this. He not only built an actual pipeline that was a pipeline of water, but he also built a financial pipeline, something that would pay him and his family and take care of his needs for the rest of his life.
So interesting concept, right? Most of us are hauling buckets. We're doing the same thing day in, day out, with really no opportunity for anything to change and no vision on how to change it. So think about your own life. Is everything in your life exactly how you'd like it? I don't know anyone who would answer yes to that question. I think that we all have things in our life that we want to improve on and hope to improve on. If money was out of the equation, would you still be working at your current job? Do you love what you do? Or do you do it because you need the paycheck? Would you change anything about your job, your financial situation, or your home life? Are you a young mom who went back to work but would rather be at home with your kids? Or a dad in the same situation, would you rather be at home with your kids than at work? What financial goals are you wanting to accomplish? What do you want in your life? How long have you been trying to get ahead? How hard have you worked to get ahead? What are the consequences of not solving these issues? Right? Nothing changes. If nothing changes in your life, will you look back on it, and how will you feel about how you spent your time? So the question really is, why? And in doTerra, we talk about our why. And our why is why we do what we do, why we share doTerra, why we started a business. And there are a lot of different whys. Here are some of them. Some people want to spend more time with their kids. They'd like to retire their spouse. Maybe your spouse has a super stressful job. Maybe your husband drives truck and he's never home and he's missing his family and his life to support everyone. Have the peace of mind of knowing that you're financially secure. Building a legacy. Maybe you have a charity or you have a cause that you want to support, but you don't have the means to do so. Sharing your success with others. You know, are there people in your family that are struggling that you would like to help as well as help yourself? Build long-term financial security. Be able to quit your job or have your husband quit his job. Get out of debt. save for retirement, those scary statistics that I just shared. You know, there is a solution for that. Own your home free and clear and have the peace of mind that no one can ever take that away from you. Do you want to travel the world? Would you like to relocate? Would you like to live in Hawaii or Mexico, or 6 months here and 6 months somewhere else? Basically have true freedom in your life. And that's not just financial freedom, but it's time freedom as well. You know, being able to structure your work life instead of structuring your personal life around your work. That's huge for people. So most people want to change their life, but they don't know how, or they don't have a vehicle to do so. So 2 secrets to getting out of the rat race. First of all, you have to be your own boss. You aren't going to get rich working for other people, working for a company where you are building their wealth and not your own. And the second thing is that you have to employ the concept of leverage. And leverage is working hard once, but getting paid in the future for that effort. So the video that I shared about building pipelines, that's leverage, right? He worked hard to build that pipeline, but once it was finished, his life got easier. And he had a never-ending supply of income because of making that effort in the beginning. So there is a plan B, and that's what you're here to learn about, and that's what I'm here to share about. doTerra is absolutely a plan B. You'll have to decide if it's the right plan B for you, but it's absolutely an amazing plan B, I believe. So I just want to share it with everybody so that they know that the option is out there and how that it works. So doTerra is a very heart-centered company. We have amazing products. We have amazing people and leaders. They do a lot of good in the world. There's a lot of charity work that doTerra does. We source our oils all over the world, and as much as we can, we source in third world countries. So we do a lot of work in Haiti and Nepal, where they've been hit really, really hard with natural disasters, in Guatemala, and you know, a lot of countries that are struggling financially. And in addition, doTerra works with their own customers and wellness advocates in North America to help to reduce debt. So they recognize that this, you know, this debt and the situation we're in is really, really not a good place for people to be. And so they made a commitment to work with their own people to reduce their debt. And they actually have a whole program where you get rewarded when you reduce different types of debt. So if you pay a car loan off, or you pay your mortgage off, or a credit card off, they have programs that reward you for that. So I think that's really awesome. It's just one of the many things that I love about doTerra. So here's some of the reasons why I chose doTerra. The executives that started the company have 180 years of combined experience in essential oils and business. They are an amazing leadership team that have known each other for a very long time. They work extremely well together, and they don't make a decision unless everyone agrees. I cannot imagine how difficult that is, but it is a standard that they set when they started the company, and they haven't wavered from it. And it's obviously worked extremely well. You'll see why when I share some statistics about the company. The company's debt-free. It was started 9 years ago in Utah and is debt-free. They will never, as a company, go public. This is extremely good. I have worked for companies who went public, and when a company goes public and goes on the stock market, everything changes, because everything becomes about the investor and keeping the investor happy, whether it's the right thing for the people in the company or for the company itself. My personal experience is that going public and being listed on the stock market is almost always to the detriment of the people in the company. They'll also never sell the company, which is even better because we want these leaders to continue to lead this company. They're amazing people. They've done amazing things, and we want them to stay with us. We have the highest retention rate of multi-level marketing, and you will understand why in a few minutes when I go through some of the statistics. We're one of the fastest growing companies in the industry, and we are the largest essential oil company in the world. So even though there have been some fairly large essential oil companies that pre-existed doTerra, since they have started, they have surpassed those well-established essential oil companies. And I believe that's because the quality of our product that we do source worldwide, and the commitment that the company has to its people and to the environment and to our growers. So just some of the success of doTerra. So there have been approximately 40,000 direct sales or multi-level marketing companies, whatever you want to call them, that have been in existence at one time or another. But there are only about $9 billion companies in the US. The fastest company to ever hit $1 billion in sales did it in 14 years. doTerra became $1 billion company in only 7 years, so twice as fast as its predecessor. That is amazing. So to put it in perspective, we've grown faster than Apple has. Can you imagine investing in gold when it was $40 an ounce? I mean, basically, doTerra is in Canada, just started a year ago in June. And this company, even though people love it and it is growing astronomically in Canada, it is just the beginning. And in essence, coming into the company at this time, it couldn't be better timing, because we have a customer base, but we are just starting. Like less than 1% of people use essential oils. So there's a huge market out there that is untapped. So one of the other reasons that I chose doTerra is retention. Retention rate. So retention is basically when someone becomes a customer of a company, what percentage of people repurchase within a year? So that's what retention is. Standard is about 15% of most companies will repurchase again within a year. doTerra, it's about 70%. So that is astronomical. And it is also one of the reasons why by doing a doTerra business, you really are building a pipeline, because our customers don't just buy once. A lot of our customers buy every month. They incorporate essential oils into their lifestyle, and it becomes the part of the fabric of their everyday living. I mean, I use essential oils every day, and I always will. And my customers are the same. So that is my pipeline. Educating my customers, teaching them, educating them, connecting them to resources so that they can learn more and more and more about essential oils. That is my residual income, because they love the product and they order it every month. And everyone who orders every month, I get paid on those orders. So that 70 to 75% retention is huge. And that is essentially our pipeline. So what it means to you if you decide to do this as a business is that you don't have to be salesy. And actually, I don't want you to be salesy. I am not looking for salespeople to join my team. That is not how my team operates. It's not how I operate. doTerra it's a heart-centered company. And we do this. We share essential oils because we actually want to change people's lives, not because we simply want a paycheck. So the oils sell themselves, but I mentioned what we do. We share our experiences and the opportunity. We educate our customers and we support them. They fall in love with the product, they use the product, they reorder the product. By doing that, you create a residual income, so you're building your pipeline. Also, by not having to be out every month and replacing your customers every month, it allows me to focus on my team. And I love that. I mean, I love sharing the oils. I love teaching people about the oils, but I also really love to mentor people and to help people to rise up and to help people to become their full potential. That is, I think, my gift. And that is why I love doTerra, because I am allowed to take that gift and share it and really use it and to lift up the people on my team to change their lives. And the other thing is that the average person can succeed. So when I mentioned that I don't want salespeople on my team, you know, people who use the oils and just naturally share their experience, they are the most successful in their business because they're sharing authentically. They're not selling people something. They're sharing their love of a product and connecting people to that product if they want it. So, you know, most people, when they think about doing a relationship selling or home-based business or multi-level marketing, the reason that they don't do it is because they don't want to be a salesperson. If you're that person, then doTerra is perfect for you because we don't want you to be a salesperson. And you earn more money faster. The compensation plan, which I'll talk about, I'm not going to go into detail, but I do want to highlight just a couple things because it's really different from most other companies. So here's kind of a progression of how a normal job in retirement looks like. So we're born, we graduate from school and get a job. So for 40 years, we usually go to work for someone else. You retire around age 65 normally, and we die. I don't know if it's going to be 80, but that's the average, let's say. Okay, so when do you plan to retire? How much money do you have saved for retirement? And how much do you need? So we've talked a little bit about this already. Most people would say at retirement that they can live on, you know, just over $4,000 a month comfortably. So that's $54,000 a year, and it has to be residual, right? This has to be money that you have access to every year because you're not working anymore. You don't have an income. So that money has to be accessible every year. So that means normally for people that you would have savings. If we say an average interest rate of 5% on your savings, in order to have that, you know, $4,500 a year, you would have to have over $1 million in your retirement account saved up. For 98% of people, they're retiring, they're depending on Social Security, on family, charities, or they're still working. There's a lot of seniors that are still working, or they're dead. For 2% of the people, they've saved up that $1 million and they're good. Now, if you're working hard for 40 years and there's a 2% chance that you're going to be comfortable in your retirement, that doesn't work for people. And I love this quote. It's like, it's amazing how people think that 4 years is a long time to succeed in a multi-level marketing business, but they think it's okay to stay broke at a job for 40 years. You know, this is kind of the outside of the box thinking I'm asking you to open your mind to. So what if I can show you how to build a business in 2 to 4 years and turn that 40-year retirement plan into 4? So the people on the left, the employees and the self-employed, right? They're trading time for money. It's effort-based, effort and time. On the right-hand side, the business owners and the investors, they're producing an income by creating an asset that's going to give them a residual income. So doTerra creates an asset that produces a residual income. We do it by teaching people how to improve their lives. I mean, it's a gift that we give to people. We change their lives, and at the same time, we're changing our own because we are creating this asset and residual income that is going to be coming to us as long as we're alive. So for example, you could spend 2 hours a week to invite people to a class, 2 hours to teach a class, and 2 hours to follow up with the people that came to the class. So 6 hours of work. If 3 of those people enroll with a basic kit, you make a commission of $24.70 US on each kit right the next week. So this is kind of the nice thing about doTerra is that you get a check the week after your class. So you're not working for months and months and months to see your first commission check. So that would amount to $74.10 US from one class if you had 3 people enroll with the basic kit. Now, if those 3 people fall in love with the product and you teach them about our loyalty rewards program and the best way to buy doTerra is because they get lots of free product. So if they decided to do a loyalty rewards order of 100 points or more, you would also earn a Power of 3 bonus, which is $50. So $50 a month times 12 months, so $600 a year that would be coming in as residual income. Now we're going to go back to that 5% interest rate. So you would need $12,000 in investment to make that $50 a month residual income. Okay, so by teaching one class, you've now created $50 a month residual income. So how many classes do you want to teach? What do you want your monthly income to be? So most people, if I ask them how much they'd like to earn a month, and all these figures are US, by the way, doTerra is a US company, so our commissions are US dollars. Most people, if I ask that, so here are the different ranks in doTerra. Here are the monthly earnings, annual earnings. Most people pick gold because that replaces their income. For a lot of people, that replaces the income that they make at their job now. And also because that's where their belief level's at. They think, well, you know, I could probably make it to gold. So gold, the income is $4,500 a month US times 12 months. So about 54,000 US a month. And these are average numbers. They can be higher, they can be lower, depending on the size of your organization and how many classes you teach. So if you divide that by the 5% interest rate, that's $1 million in investments that you would have to make that income every month, a residual check of $4,500 coming in every month. Right. So now this picture says that it takes 2.5 years to get to gold. And again, that's an average. I can tell you for myself, when I started doTerra, I started working part-time, teaching part-time. I was still undergoing my surgeries, and I would take a month off after each surgery. So I was really doing very part-time when I started. And I hit gold. I'm just going to check that. Oh yeah, and about half the time, I think it was 16 months that it took me to hit gold. And for the first almost a year, I was working very part-time. So just to kind of set that expectation. But basically, yeah. So isn't it interesting that gold level income is equal to what most people feel they could comfortably retire on? And so, yeah, it's the same number that most people are targeting for retirement. So if you decided to do doTerra and you did it part-time for 4 years and you hit gold, you would have created the residual income to see you through your retirement. That's why I call it the 4-year retirement. Of course, you don't have to stop at gold, and you won't, because your business will naturally grow. But just to reiterate, so if you hit gold in 30 months, let's say, again, I did it in 16 months, working part-time most of that time. So $4,500 US a month income. So that's equivalent to doTerra putting $36,000 a month into your retirement account for 30 months, because you would have that residual income coming for the rest of your life. But why stop at gold? So let's just do kind of a blue sky, dreaming. So maybe you decide gold's not good enough and you're going to do blue diamond. Blue diamonds at the lowest end make $30,000 a month US. That's their check. And so if you multiply that by 12 months, about $360,000 a year. You would need over $7 million in an investment account to have that $30,000 residual income coming in when you retired. Okay, so $150,000 a month you'd have to save for 4 years in order to have that $30,000 a month income. Or you could join doTerra and work to become a Blue Diamond. So this is kind of funny. Mondays don't suck, it's your job that sucks, right? So here's the corporate world versus doTerra. So instead of stepping on each other in doTerra, we actually get rewarded for helping others to succeed. This is one of my most favorite things about the doTerra compensation plan, is that the better my leaders do, the better I do. And so even though I would do it anyway, I'm incentivized to really mentor and educate and provide resources and training and support to everybody on my team, and they have the same incentives. So it is a culture of not competition, but teamwork. And I have never worked in a company that is mostly women. And I don't mean this to sound negative towards women at all, but my experience has been that women don't necessarily help each other. There's a lot of competition, and doTerra is so different from that. It really truly is a culture of let's all rise together, and I love that. It is a sisterhood. Instead of only one person at the top, which happens in corporate America, right? You have one person at the top making most of the money. We can have as many people rise to the highest ranks as want to. And the other cool thing is that you are not held back by the people above you. So, you know, I'm a platinum leader right now, someone underneath me could rise above me and be a diamond next week. And the fact that I'm not a diamond yet does not limit them. So everyone has the same opportunity to rise as high as they want to in the company. You have no commute. You get to choose your office. I like to travel, and as long as I have Wi-Fi, I can work anywhere. I can work at the cottage. I can work on vacation, no matter where we go, if I choose to. I don't have to. But I'm not limited by having to report to a workspace. I don't need to ask anyone for time off or vacation. I get to schedule my own life. I can, work where and when I want. I can push hard in some months, and I can take a month off if I choose to, like I did after my surgeries. And leverage. So I'm not just getting paid on my efforts. I'm getting paid on the efforts of everyone on my team. And that is that residual income, right? As I share and build my leaders, and they do well, I do well. And you get constant pay raises. Every time you rank up, your pay doubles, essentially. So I'm a platinum right now. I will be diamond, if not this month, by next month, and my pay will double. So that's a pretty cool pay raise. And then also starting your own business versus doing doTerra. So doTerra has very low overhead and expenses. It's one of the least expensive multi-level marketing companies that you can get into. The risk is taken out of the equation. doTerra is proven. I shared some of the statistics with you. We are the largest essential oil company in the world. We've grown extremely quickly, 7 years debt-free. People love our product, and the 70% retention rate speaks for itself. Your return on investment is, it's amazing. I mean, when we bought our franchise, we paid over $500,000 for it. In 10 years in, we had to renovate, and the renovation cost us almost $500,000 again. So, return on investment is, when I look at doTerra and how little it costs to get into, and the income and how quickly it comes and how steadily it comes, and it doubles every time you rank up, the return on investment is mind-blowing. I don't have any employees to pay or deal with. No personalities other than my own and my leaders to to deal with, and amazing customers and amazing leaders. So, I only love my interactions with everybody. I don't have to stock any products or inventory. I don't have to provide my own customer service. doTerra does all of that. I don't have orders shipped to me and then I have to drop them off. It gets shipped directly to the customer. We have a ton of resources that we can connect people to so that they can learn and educate themselves. Yeah, basically what we do is we share the love, we teach classes, and we connect people to resources and provide learning opportunities. You don't have to wear all the hats. You don't have to be, the accountant and the stock boy and the inventory manager and the customer service rep. All of that is done for you. So what does the doTerra business look like? There are lots of options. It's not a one-size-fits-all. And so we kind of like to use an analogy of walk, jog, and run. So walk is basically people who just want to earn some free essential oils. They want to work part-time, maybe make a couple $100 a month to pay for the order that they're going to place anyway. Joggers are people who want to supplement their income. So they want to pay for their monthly oil order, but they also want to make some more. They want some either mad money or investment money or vacation money, or they want to save for a house or a car or whatever. And then there are runners, and runners are people who want to completely replace their income. They're in a job they don't love, and they want to do something that is going to provide unlimited financial opportunity and opportunity for personal development and for leadership and mentorship and all of the wonderful things that doTerra offers. So you get to decide which option, if any of them, that you want to do. If you say, hey, I want to do this as a business, you have the option of doing it part-time or a little more than part-time, or jumping in and doing it full-time. And so I'll just go over these options a little bit in more detail. So if you want to walk and just basically get your monthly oil order for free, you would commit 2 to 3 hours a week to doTerra. You would place an order of 100 points or more every month, which is going to cost you Canadian about $125. And mostly these are items that you're going to be ordering anyway. And then as you just naturally share and teach people about doTerra and help them to enroll in their own wholesale membership and teach them about loyalty rewards so that they know that they can get items for free if they place a monthly order. In a few months, most people are earning enough to pay for that $125 order every month. And then as you continue to share, then you are making above and beyond that. So you're paying for your order and you're making some money as well. The only thing that you need to have really is a top 10 oils, a diffuser, and your Modern Essentials book. And with those things, then you can very easily share with friends and family. So people who want to jog, who want to supplement their income, make $1,000 to $3,000 US a month on top of their full-time job. So basically you need your enrollment kit if you're not already enrolled. So top 10 oils, a diffuser are the minimum. You want your Modern Essentials book because you're going to use that to help people to find answers to their personal health challenges. For these people, they commit 4 to 6 hours a week. They're probably teaching 2 to 3 classes a month. They're inviting, they're following up with their customers. They're also placing 125 PV order a month, so about 150 Canadian a month. We establish goals with them so that we know what rank they want to hit, and we can help them to make a plan to hit it. They would need business cards, and they would attend our training so that they know how to teach classes, they know how to properly support people. And we would ask them to commit to it for at least 6 months in order for them to supplement their income and reach those types of income levels. So the last category is people who want to run. They know that they want to do doTerra. They know that they want to get out of the job they're in. They're not happy, or it's not fulfilling their financial needs. So these are people who want to replace their income. So, make anywhere from, well, it says 4,000 to 10,000, but honestly, I mean, 10,000 it doesn't stop there. We have a presidential diamond in our upline that is making over 100,000 US a month. So 4 to 10,000 would be a basic to replace most people's income, but it doesn't stop there. So really they have very similar requirements. So they would need their enrollment kit, top 10 and diffuser. They would want the Modern Essentials book. They would commit to 7 to 10 hours a week on average. So they're probably teaching 1 or 2, at least a class a week, maybe 4 to 6 classes a month in order to replace their income. They would be placing the same order, so 125 PV, about 150 Canadian a month. We would set goals with them as well. Want to know, like what is their current income and what rank do they need to get to replace it. They would want business cards. They would attend our training, but also attend team and company events. Things like there's a convention in Utah every September. There's a leadership in January for people who are silver and above. We have local boot camps and local trainings and team get-togethers. And then commit to that for at least 12 months to replace their income. So these are the 2015 average incomes. These are US dollars again. As I mentioned, I'm a platinum. I've been doing doTerra for 2 years. It'll be 2 years in July. And as I mentioned, also I started very part-time, and I've been able to reach platinum rank in 2 years. I'm actually expecting to hit my diamond this month, if not this month, by June. So I will have hit diamond in the 2-year mark, starting out part-time. So it is very doable, absolutely very doable. And most people start part-time, and then as they start to believe more, and they see like, gosh, this actually works, and I really kind of love it. Then they kind of reset their goals, and instead of saying, God, I'd like to be a goal that would replace my income, they start to realize, wow, like I can actually be a diamond. I could actually be a blue diamond and make this kind of crazy money. It is absolutely doable. So I'd like to address people who've maybe tried multi-level marketing companies before and it failed, and you're thinking, yeah, I've heard this before, it doesn't work. I'd like to go over some of the reasons why it may not have worked for you, and how doTerra is different. So one of the reasons that multi-level marketing businesses fail is that they're either products that don't work or they're not consumable. So I mentioned that 70% of doTerra customers order repeatedly. And so our products are consumable. We have over 84 different essential oils and oil blends, in addition to skincare, spa care, supplements, cleaning, natural cleaning products. So we have so many products that people are already buying from the grocery store that are unhealthy, and people want to replace those items with healthy items. So we have a ton of products that people are really interested in trying. A lot of multi-level marketing companies' retention's low. So, I mean, I know, let's take Pampered Chef, for example. I love Pampered Chef. I have a lot of things from Pampered Chef. But once I bought those things, I didn't need to buy them again. And so the person that was selling me Pampered Chef now has to go find another customer to sell to. Because of our loyalty rewards program and our really high retention rate, we are not replacing our customers every month. We're teaching every month and we're finding new customers, but that is adding to our organization. It is not replacing our organization. So for example, I mentioned I've been doing doTerra for about 2 years. I have almost 800 people in my organization. And many of them have been with me since I started. So when I add new customers, I'm truly adding them. I'm not just replacing somebody who bought once and is going to kind of fall away or disappear. Sometimes people fail because of bad timing. They get into the company when it's saturated. As I mentioned, doTerra started a year ago in Canada, and we are just getting started. So in terms of timing, it couldn't be better. We have a name. People are starting to recognize doTerra, ask for doTerra. They're curious about essential oils. There's a lot of buzz. but they aren't customers yet. So it's an extremely low percentage of people that are actually using essential oils right now. So it is a wide open market. And because we are the largest essential oil company in the world and we're high quality, people want to become members with us. Another reason that people fail is lack of training or lack of tools or leadership or mentoring. Sometimes people join a multi-level marketing company under a person who is, thinks they want to do the business, but they're not really sure. And they didn't really have a leader teach them how, so they don't really know how to teach you how. And you could be the hardest working, smartest person in the world, but if you don't have a system and somebody to mentor you and provide leadership, it is extremely difficult to be successful. My team, as I mentioned, I take leadership and mentoring extremely seriously. It is my love, and it's what I like to do. But there's a whole upline above me. I mean, my upline is Ange Peters, and Ange Peters is one of the Canadian founders for doTerra. She's a presidential diamond, the highest rank that you can get in doTerra. She's extremely generous with resources and training, and tons of self-development tools are given to us. So, if you want to grow yourself as well as your business, our team is the place to be. And this just follows along, not following proven successful leaders. If you join our team, that is not an issue. We have so many resources. Sometimes I think we almost have too many resources because it can be a little confusing, but there's definitely not a lack of leadership. Some companies, the way the compensation plan is structured, it does not encourage you to work as a team. It sets you up to be competitive instead of working together. doTerra does not do that. As I mentioned, the better the people, the leaders on my team do, the better I do. And so we have a true team mentality. We work to make sure that each other succeed, and we share resources, we share ideas, we are constantly helping each other. And sometimes it just takes too long to make money, and that's again a part of the compensation plan. doTerra has what we call the fast start bonus, where the day that, the week that you teach your first class, you get a bonus check from that class the next week. So you have money in your hand immediately. And they did that on purpose because people need to see results, right? And people need to know that it's going to work. And so they're really, really smart in the way that they structured the compensation plan. And some other companies just require a huge time commitment and a financial commitment. I mean, some companies, it's thousands and thousands of dollars to get started with their starter kit, and you haven't even made any money yet. doTerra is not like that. It's not expensive to get started. And as I mentioned, you get a commission check the week after your first class. So it does not take a long time to see results. So I mentioned the compensation plan, and I just want to highlight a couple things. On the right-hand side here, this is how most companies structure their compensation plan. So they pay out the highest percentage of commission on the higher levels in your organization. So as my organization grows, as I have leaders who find their own leaders and their own customers, my organization grows in depth, and it also grows in width. So, the lower levels of my organization have the most people in them. So most companies, they pay you the highest percent on the top levels where you have the fewest people. And the commission goes down as your organization goes deeper and you have more people. So you're getting paid less on the highest number of people. doTerra actually flips that. So what they do is they pay you the lowest percent on your higher levels where you have the fewest people, and they pay you the highest percent on your deepest levels where you have the most people. So this is it's called unilevel commission, and this gets paid out on every order in your organization. So as I mentioned, I have almost 800 people in my organization, and every month anytime anybody orders, I make a % commission on that order. And the lower down they are, where I have the most people, I make the highest %. So in a traditional company with the same structure, on the lowest level, they would make about $12,000 in commission. In doTerra, they would make 32. And it's just because they flipped this percentage where they actually pay the highest on the most number of people. So my mission is threefold. Basically, I want to offer people an opportunity to dramatically change their lives while changing the lives of others for the better. So I want people to know about doTerra. I want them to use doTerra. doTerra changed my life, and I want everybody to have access to it. But at the same time, I want to offer leadership, mentorship, and self-development to everybody on my team, because that is my gift. I believe that I am a good leader and a good mentor, and I want to give everyone on my team every possibility to succeed and every opportunity to succeed. And then I believe in the ability of everyone on my team to grow into being an amazing leader and to lead their own team and have the joy that that brings of seeing people. Like, I have people on my team that are reducing days at a job that they don't like, or leaving jobs that they don't like. And that makes me so happy, because I want people to live the life that they want to live. And doTerra is the vehicle for that, for me and so many people on my team. So that brings me a lot of happiness. So if you're interested in learning more, or interested in starting a doTerra business, whether you want to walk, jog, or run, we are here to support you in any of those choices. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to connect with the person that sent you the invitation to this webinar, because they will be your mentor. They will be able to speak with you, get any questions answered that might have come up during my presentation. And then think about, what do I want to do? Do I want to walk? Do I want to jog? Or do I want to run? And you're not stuck in that category. Lots of people, they're not sure if this is real. They're not sure if they can do it, and they just want to start out walking. And then they get a taste of it, and they say, gosh, like, I can really do this, and I can actually make a better than decent living at this. And then they turn into joggers, and then they turn into runners. But like I said, wherever you want to start is great. Basically, what we do is we match your energy. So if you want to walk, I'm going to walk with you. If you want to jog, I'm going to jog with you. And if you want to run, I'm going to run with you. And your mentor will as well. My entire team has that mentality of meeting people where they're at. You just have to let them know that you're interested and where you want to start. If you're not sure who sent you to the webinar, or if it was myself that sent you to the webinar, here's my contact information, and I will connect you to your person if you're not sure. So for email, it's oils.transformation@gmail.com, or you can text or call me at 519-476-2779. If you know you're ready to go and you want to do this for sure, then it's pretty much the same steps. You're going to connect with the person that sent you the invitation, get your questions answered. If you're not already a member, you're going to enroll and become a wellness advocate. If you're a wholesale member, you can upgrade to be a wellness advocate for free. You just go to your website. You will see, when you log into your doTerra website, you will see that there is a little button that says Upgrade to Wellness Advocate. When you do that, you put your social insurance number in, and then you can enroll people and you can make commissions. So it is free, but you do have to take that step in order to identify to doTerra that you want to make commissions. So I do have an online business training starting in June 4th. It's going to run for 3 weeks. It's at Sunday evenings for about an hour. They're online. It gives you all of the basics, foundation of how we do doTerra as a business on my team. By the 3rd week in June, you will have some classes scheduled. to learn how to teach, and your mentor actually works with you for 3 or 4 classes, teaching and then co-teaching and then observing and giving you feedback until you feel comfortable to do it on your own. So we don't just, you know, watch this training video and go do it. We link arms with you and we make sure that you are good to go. So if you know that you want to do it, reach out to the person that sent you here and have them add you to the training Facebook group so that you have access to the free online training. If you're not interested, like I said in the beginning, that's totally okay. I do appreciate that you took the time to watch the video. If you do know somebody who you felt like this might be something that interests them, please contact me. I will give you a copy of the recording of this webinar, or if you're watching a recording of the webinar, forward it to them. They will thank you for you know, introducing them to this opportunity. So I'll just give you my contact information again if you're not sure who you need to reach out to, or if I'm the person that invited you. So it's oils.transformation@gmail.com, and my cell phone is 519-476-2779. So that's the end of the webinar. I love this saying, I don't sell stuff. I offer hope, health, excitement, and freedom, and I lock arms with people who want to do the same, and we have fun doing it. And that's just our team in a nutshell. I have recorded this this webinar. I'll just stop my screen sharing now. So I have recorded the webinar, and I will offer the recording to you to watch again. If you didn't come in the beginning and you missed some of it, I'm happy to share the recording. And I would offer for you to share it with anybody that you think would be interested as well. Appreciate your time. Thank you for coming. I hope this was informative. And I hope that you love your doTerra as much as I do. And if the business opportunity isn't right for you now, that's totally okay. Keep it in mind, it's never a closed door. You always have the option of you know, turning your love of the products into an amazing business. And yeah, we just would like you to reach out when you're ready. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.